All right, welcome. So, this is a full guide to getting unstuck. Um, my story about this, right? My personal experience that I usually start my videos with. Um, this one is actually about YouTube. So, when I started my YouTube channel, um, I was very motivated in the beginning of it, and I made a lot of progress right at the start. I judge my progress on YouTube off of the amount of videos that I make, not necessarily off of subscriber count and view count. But the amount of videos I make and the quality of videos that I make is how I usually judge my progress. So when I first started, I was making a lot of progress, right? I was making a lot of content, and I was making a lot of really good content. Like, this was content I'd sit down and watch, right? But eventually I noticed I started falling off, both in quality and in quantity. I couldn't keep up on the demand for daily videos, especially when I was in school, right? Because school kind of made it impossible to record, because by the time I'd get out of school, I was too drained to make any valuable content. And so I ended up scrapping a lot of videos because they just weren't good. And I also didn't make a lot of videos because I was just procrastinating and felt like shit because I was out of school, no energy, blah, 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 right? All the excuses in the world. But I basically had fallen off, right? I wasn't making consistent progress or consistent videos, and I wasn't making progress in the quality of those videos. And in fact, I noticed the quality actually decreased after a while. So what did I actually do to get unstuck? What I did was I basically slowly implemented the habits back in, right? So I basically went from, I was trying to make a content video every day for YouTube, or at least make, like, let's say 3 in one day to cover 3 days of recording. But I couldn't keep up on it. At most, I was doing about 3 to 4 videos a week, which isn't bad at all by any means, but it's not as good as I was shooting for. It's not what I was actually going for. And so what I did was I realized I was in this rut in this stage of my life when I just couldn't make progress, or I couldn't seem to make progress. And so what I did was I basically started by cleaning my room. I have multiple videos on the importance of this, but I started by cleaning my room, and then I wrote out my actual goals, right? What is it I actually would like to achieve? And then I basically looked at that and broke it down into a clear, actionable plan. And what I did was I basically slowly started to implement the habits into my life, right? I slowly started to implement more and more work with YouTube, more and more reading, more exercise again, right? Getting back outside, getting back in the gym, for example. And so one of the things I did was actually going to the gym, because this was something that was easy for me, but I had a lot of resistance because I hadn't gone in a while. So I started in the gym again, and what this did was it actually sparked that momentum to get moving again, right? And so that spark of momentum that got things moving again then led me to being able to get back into the flow of things and get back into being consistent on my self-improvement, on my work, and on actually making progress. So before I start the video, I just want you guys to quickly go down and click that first link in the description to go and check out my private community, Self-Improvement Synthesized, where I teach athletes and entrepreneurs how to optimize their routines in order to make the most potential progress. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and click that link in the description. But without further ado, now we can get into the actual content. So why getting stuck is a lack of clarity. And you may be like, I know exactly what I want. But if you are stuck, if you are not able to find a way forward, it is a lack of clarity. Whether it is a lack of clarity on your goals or a lack of clarity on the process to getting there, it is a lack of clarity somewhere. So having goals. When you have a goal, when you have a direction, when you know exactly where you're looking to move, right, it makes it very easy to actually find the process to getting there. Because I know that my goal is 10K a month by the end of 2024. I know that the only thing I need to do, the work to get there, is sitting here recording these contents, standing here recording these videos and this content, writing out my scripts, making self-improvement synthesized as good as humanly possible, right? Making my product as good as possible, as valuable as possible, right? Because that is what will bring me to my goal. Because for me to hit 10K a month is reoccurring revenue, What I need to do is not just fill it up with people that pay once, but actually fill it up with people and have them paying multiple months in a row because they like it that much, because it's that good of a product that it's worth them continuing to stay, right? And so for me to hit my goal, it's very clear. The process to getting there is making content so people become interested in my product and look at my product, but also making my product so good that people want to join and want to stay as well, right? And so because of that clarity, it's very easy for me to come show up and make these videos, because I know that for me to sit here and make this video is what will bring me to my goal, right? But for someone who doesn't have a goal, who doesn't know where they're going, it would be impossible for them to muster up the discipline and the work ethic to go and sit here and create a video. Some people could, I'm sure, right? There are plenty of people that could, but for the most part, it would be very unlikely that they do it, and definitely not even close to the degree that I am. I'm 4 videos in today, and all of the videos I've recorded so far have been about 20 minutes, so I'm about an hour into recording for the day, and I took a bathroom break, and that's about it between videos. And so like I'm just going, recording. It's easy for me because I know why I'm here. But for someone who has no goal that has anything to do with YouTube, they would have no way of convincing themselves to stay here and keep recording video after video. So really what this means is that when you have goals, when you have an intention, when you have a purpose, right, it makes it very easy to do the things, right? It makes it very easy to do the things, and it also makes it easy to figure out what those things are, right? And so when you have no purpose, when you have no direction, right, when you have no reason for actually moving forward, right, you end up aimless, you end up drifting, right? We end up seeking pleasure, right? We seek comfort, we seek easy, instant gratification instead of going and pursuing our higher goals, right? Instead of going and pursuing this higher version of ourselves, we go and we wander aimlessly through the day. We eat easy and enjoyable food, right? We may smoke, we may drink, right? Whatever your vice is, we may end up scrolling on our phones, right? We just seek dopamine in the easiest fashion, right? Any way we can. Whereas instead, when we have goals, when we have purpose, we get dopamine from the activities that actually bring us closer to that goal. And so it makes it easier to do them. But when we have no goal, when we have no purpose, we don't get as much dopamine, at least not up front. We don't have the motivation to do them, but we still get dopamine doing the activities. We don't have the motivation to do them because we don't have a purpose. We don't have a goal. There's no reason to do it, right? So what does this mean? This means that we need to set goals, and I will explain you how to set goals. All right. So when you are setting your goals, first identify what is your pain point, right? What is the biggest thing that is actually stopping you from your goal, right? What is the biggest thing that, or not stopping you from your goal? What is the biggest thing that is just holding you back in life overall, right? What is the thing that causes you the most pain? For me right now, it's the fact that I don't have any money. To be honest. And it's hard because this doesn't really cause me much pain right now because I'm young and whatever, but this is the biggest problem that I have at the time, or at this moment in time, right? I'm an extremely skilled athlete. I'm healthy. I have a good diet. I have a good relationship, right? Maybe I could be a little more social, but that'd probably be something to work on after I make some money. So the only real thing that I'm struggling with right now is money. Right? That's the main problem that I have, is making more money. And so to address that, I set my goal to make more money, right? It's that simple, right? That's all you really do. If you are single and you have nobody in your life and you want a woman and you want a girlfriend, but you're unhealthy and fat and ugly, maybe fitness is your thing, right? Maybe it's I want to get in shape. Maybe you're already in shape. Maybe you're already in shape, but you're terrible at sports and you really want to play sports. So maybe sports is the goal. I want to become an athlete. I want to go and play on this sport team for this specific sport, whatever it is, right? Or maybe you have all these things and for you it's money, right? Set a realistic goal that you believe you can hit, but that is also a challenge. That is also something that is difficult and that makes it seem fun and enjoyable to go and pursue, right? And then so once you have your goal, now I can actually help you get unstuck. So how to get unstuck? No bullshit. the first step, the first thing that you need to do is slowly implement the habits. Too many people try to just jump on everything all at once. Self-improvement is a lifelong game. Play it like it is, right? Slowly implement these habits, right? Make sure that you completely and fully and utterly ingrain each habit into you before you move on to the next, right? So for me, I'm actually doing this right now because I'm kind of pulling myself out of a big rut that I've been in because I've been going through a lot of internal transformation, and that has led me to basically completely throwing off my self-improvement. And also, in general, it was a lot of pain. It was a lot of suffering. There was a lot of shit that came up in my life that just completely distracted me and threw me off self-improvement. So what I'm doing right now is the only things that I have in my day that I do in order to feel like I've completed my day is my morning routine and then showing up here. If I do those two things, that is a complete day for me. And this is just an example of what to do, basically. So you pick the two most important habits, or one of them, right? Because for me, I've been doing my work consistently for a while, so mine's actually my morning routine is technically the one that I have to work on. So I have my morning routine and I show up to work. That's it. This way, as I get used to this, right? So after I do about a week of that, where I'm getting up and doing my morning routine and then showing up to work, then I will add in my training block. Then I will add in my research block, right? So I'm doing a little research project right now, but I'm not even really focused on that yet. I'm just focused on this. I'm focused on making content and doing my morning routine every morning. Then I'll add on my research and my learning and my study time. Then I'll add on my meditation, an hour-long meditation every day. And then I'll add on the gym, right? Because I'd like to start hitting the gym again. This way, by doing it slowly, I'll do it about a week at a time to 2 weeks, depending on which habit it is and how difficult it is for me to implement it. I'll do about a week to 2 weeks each habit. And then this way, I fully ingrain each habit in before I add on something else. And then by the time I'm done, I have a fully structured routine, and I'm fully capable of doing each of the tasks, right? And so now, at that point, if I was to switch up my timetable, let's say, I should be able to do the whole thing because I've implemented each of the pieces, right? And so like I might move the pieces around, but I've already implemented all those pieces. And so those pieces can stick, right? Changing the time, it might take some time to adjust to that. But other than that, those pieces are already ingrained into you, into who you are, into your habits. And so it'll be easy to just adjust the time frame from there. The other thing, we just talked about this, but setting goals, right? You have to set your goals if you want to get unstuck, right? But basically, slowly implementing, let's say for you as a beginner, slowly implementing the self-improvement habits, the basics, meditation, journaling, reading, exercise, right? Implement those 4 habits over a 4-week time frame, right? Go for a month. 1 week, you're just journaling. The next week, you're journaling and meditating. The next week, you're journaling, meditating, and exercising. And the last week, you add on a bit of reading. This way, you ingrain each of the habits into yourself. And then what you can do is set a goal and then set up your day and structure your day in a way that optimizes for that goal by basically fitting in these habits that you've now ingrained that support your goal, and then basically just focusing the rest of your time on the goal itself. And then the last thing is follow through. So if you want to get unstuck, you have to follow through, right? So set your goal, right? Have an intention, have a way to get there, a process, but then following through itself is what will create the momentum needed in order to get out of the rut you're in order to get yourself unstuck, right? In order to free your energy, in order to actually move forward. And the last thing you can do is create a timetable. Creating a timetable will actually clearly illustrate the process itself, the day-to-day work that has to get done in order to make it towards your goal. And so that makes it easy, clear, and then something that you can follow without much extra effort and energy. Therefore, you can make more progress. And by using the timetable, you can actually build this momentum that I'm talking about in order to get yourself out of this rut and get yourself unstuck, right? And so this isn't actually on the script, but the last thing that you should work on is internal work, right? You need to be working on yourself internally because there are some types of blockages, right? Something currently in your way that is stopping you from achieving your current goal, whatever that is, right? And so you need to address these internal blocks because these internal blocks are why you keep getting stuck physically, right? So there's some energy within you that is solidified, that is stuck, that is solid, and you need to address it and basically free that energy back up. And I have plenty of videos out, and I have plenty of videos coming out on internal work if you need help with that. But that is also something I can work with you one-on-one with if you go and book a call in the second link with the second link in the description. But that is the end of the video. That's all I have for you guys. So if you'd like me to help you guys on your self-improvement journey, if you'd like me to help you creating your perfect timetable, you can go ahead and join Self-Improvement Synthesized. But aside from that, you can go and subscribe if you'd like to learn more about self-improvement. And I'm out of here. Peace.